pause vlog number one. This is pause vlog number one because I promised you all that I would give you some positive things that have happened in my life for 2016, just reflecting on 2016. So the first thing I want to talk about is home is always where the love is. Home is always where the love is. Why do I say that? Because many times in life we are faced with being homeless. We are faced with having to move, maybe because of financial issues, maybe because of disagreements where we live with the people in our homes or either around our homes. For different reasons, sometimes we are subjected to having to move. And where I live in South Florida, rent is sky high. So that can become a number one reason why someone that lives in South Florida would move, because the rent it's more than what one person can comfortably pay for on their own amongst the other bills that they may have. So I was renting this house in 2015. I started renting a house because the apartment complex where I used to live, my lease was up and I was having an electrical problem. They didn't want to fix the electrical problem and my food perished. So I ended up renting a home from someone that I knew. Not a good idea. And I started getting a water bill for about almost $300. So I mentioned to the landlord that my water bill is a bit much. You know, I normally would see a water bill between $60 and $80. And this time it was very extensive. So he told me that my son had left the water hose on and he wasn't going to pay the water bill. And my son did leave the water hose on for probably a day or so without my knowledge. And I told him that it wasn't equivalent to the amount of the water bill, that something had to be going on. And I spoke with the people at the water department and they said that if he finds a leak and fixes the leak, that he could bring the receipt, write a notarized letter, and they'll credit the account back. Well, he didn't want to do that, and he was an older gentleman. Okay, well, he ended up having a heart attack and he ended up passing away. So now his son takes over, and I informed his son that, you know, I previously received a water bill that was almost $300, and that's just too much for a water bill. Since his father had came in and fixed the leak before his before he took ill, I noticed that the water bill had gone back to its regular amount. Now here it is 2 or 3 months later, and the water bill again is $300. Well, he told me that he wasn't going to fix anything. He wasn't going to put holes in the wall to find out what was going on. He just wasn't going to do anything because the meter wasn't running. And so therefore he's telling me that I couldn't have a leak. So we went back and forth, and there were some other issues going on in the home. Like I didn't have a working refrigerator for 11 days in a month. So I decided at that point that I wasn't going to continue to pay rent to him, and I'm paying $1,100, and he couldn't take the time to see what the problem was, and instead of me having to pay a large water bill. So I decided in October of 2015 that I was going to move. So now I'm looking for a place, and it's hard to find a nice place that's a reasonable amount, and that you don't have to go through all of this red tape to get into. So my friend Zena decided that, you know, she needed help. She knew that I was in a tough situation, so she offered me to come and stay with her. So she lives in Boca. It was a little bit of a commute. I did move with her that November, And I stayed there about 4 months. I started to have this tightness that I was having last week in my neck. It was so bad that I could barely turn my head, and the doctor was like, she thought it was just stress and I needed to rest and relax. So I tried that for a couple of weeks, and the pain was there. It wasn't as bad, but it still was there, and it still was hard for me to turn my neck. So now I go to neurologists and different physicians. Finally, the pain goes away. My aunt then says to me that she thinks that for me to commute that to Boca and back every day is a bit much for me, and that I should come and live with her. So I did that. So I stayed with my friend Zena from November, December, January, February I move with my aunt. So February to August I live with my aunt. I said all of that to say home is where the love is. Neither of the two young ladies had to say you're welcome. Neither of them had to say my door is open, but they did. And so I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to have had somewhere to go, because not everybody in the same situation has people in their life that will say my door is open for you, or you always have a home here. So I just wanted to say to you all, if you have somewhere you could go, if you have a place that you can lay your head, if you have a bed to sleep in, even if you don't have a bed and it's a chair, or it's a spot on the floor, or it's a space on someone's couch, be grateful. Be grateful. Home is where the love is. And that's my positive vlog for today. I love you, loved ones. Be blessed. Remember to love yourself, love one another, and love God always. Until next time, you keep on loving, and I keep on loving. And sooner or later, everybody will be loving. God bless you.